Sorry.
Yeah, please go
Okay.
on.
Okay.
No, please go
So
on. Yeah.
you mentioned that the government. I don't know whether it's an appeal or it's a law from the government which they have passed that the employer they cannot deduct or they cannot take anybody's job right now. I mean, it is against the law, but
Right.
this is happening on ground zero. And I mean, even if one has to approach labor court or maybe some sort of a legal route, then due to some some emotional aspect or maybe some hitch in the mind, that they don't follow these legal routes very often. India is not a country where we go to court very often, right? Even if you're a consumer, you're not happy with the product, you don't go to a consumer court. You try to settle down outside of the shop or out of the court things. The same thing is happening with the employer between employer and employee. So at the max, what the people are doing, they've been given some sort of a relaxation. You take your 2 months salary in advance, or maybe one month salary in advance, or 3 months salary in advance, and we're not able to run our business.
Right.
I'm not saying anything against the owners. Maybe due to lack of funds, maybe due to insufficient cash flow, or most of the hotel owners, they are building on a lease, so they are still paying EMIs, so they still have a lot of burden of paying off their dues. So maybe because of that, they are bound to take this decision to either to reduce numbers in terms of strength or deduct their salaries in some percentage. But this is happening, and this will happen in future.
Yeah, right.
Like for a very common man, the person who has just started his career. I'm not talking. I mean, I'm talking about the seasoned people also. Imagine if a person who has served in the industry for good 15 or 20 years, he has made his career, he's made his name, and all of a sudden the company is telling him not to continue, in this particular trip because we are not able to pay. So now this man is actually thinking that he has chosen a wrong industry. He's out of job, he's out of salary, and he's going under the trauma that how I'm going to survive, how I'm going to feed my family. So, so there are a lot of factors. There are a lot of factors. All I'm saying is, for an individual, fight against the company or fight against the owner is not. I don't feel it's a practical possibility for them, because normally what happens is कि कोर्ट कौन जाएगा, कौन खड़ा होगा वहाँ पे,
That's
और
true.
कितना टाइम लग जाएगा. They are not sure whether it's a fast track court where they will get some kind of a verdict from the court in their favor. So they're not sure, right? So they don't want to take that route. But is there any association where they can log in? Let's say, for example, there's a forum where number of people can log in and they can, simply complain, or they can log their complaint that I'm also out of job, or maybe my salary has been deducted for 30% without any reason, without any consent. So is there any forum or is there any association that you suggest, or they have to do it individually?
I cover these concerns point by point. So the first concern you raise is that the Ministry of Home Affairs notification or the order issued
Yeah.
were the directions issued to the employers not to deduct any part of salary. So the legal validity is like cent% of that order. And speaking of the current time, so as soon as any epidemic takes place, as we all know, the World Health Organization in the first or maybe second week of the March declared it as the global pandemic.
Okay.
So, taking cognizance of the same, the government of India invoked the provisions of the Disaster Management Act. So, as soon as the Disaster Management Act is put into force, so all the authorities like virtually ceases to have any effect, and all the powers are drawn from the Disaster Management Authority only. That is
Okay.
NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority. So, in terms of the same, the government of India had formed a National Executive Committee
Okay.
in consultation and directions with the National Disaster Management Authority. So these orders and notifications are time and again being issued. So the third leg of my this session would be the advisory. So I'll put it right here, right now. So the advisories issued by the Law Ministry during this period includes like two major notifications or maybe directions. Like there are 20 grievance centers established by the Law Ministry, especially for this grievance only, addressing to these mass grievance. Yeah, addressing to this mass grievance being poured in, like flowed in by the employees' side. So there are 20 special dedicated grievance centers and one nodal officer appointed by the law ministry, on which the employees can share their grievance, and the willful defaulters, the employers, would be taken at law. So they will be
Okay.
punished in accordance with the law. So I have faced many cases in the preceding weeks, like where employers have been issued notices for prosecution under the Indian Penal Code, which is the Criminal Offence Code.
Right.
So issued by the DMs, the SDM, the divisional magistrates in India. So as of now, the sole authorities having all the powers are the DMs, the SDMs, the ADMs, which are district-wise appointed. Yeah. So as of now, the thing important is that the biggest law remains the Disaster Management Act, out of which all the DMs are deriving their powers. Second thing remains the grievance centers has been set up by the law ministry dedicated for this. A nodal officer has been appointed. The email has been shared on the law ministry's website. So the employees can very well address their grievances on that email. And of course, law ministry is doing a very nice job on this point.
Okay, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here. So I have a question. Just in case somebody is approaching, this particular way. So if they are filing a case and they have some communication from the company, so mostly what happens in the hotels that the notification issued by the general manager, right? It is signed by the general manager, but he is following the instructions of owners. Most of the cases, either he's following the instruction of owner or he's following the instruction of the brand for a particular hotel where he's posted. So in case if any employee is going to the court, so this case will be against the company or against the person. This particular general manager who's not a decision-making authority, but he's bound to do that because his owner or maybe the brand is asking him to do so.
That's a very general rule. The general manager or whosoever the front face would be. So he must be drawing his authority from the board.
Okay.
So yeah, there is no personal liability of any GM or any other face in the organization. Yeah, but only personal liability can be attached to the board members in case we are able to satisfy that yes, there were some personal vested interests. So we can in future, I foresee, like in the coming months, maybe 1 or 2 months or maybe, so there can be selective layoff on the basis of caste, religion, or maybe anything else.
Okay.
That would again be invoking some other laws like prohibition of discrimination on the basis of caste at workplace. So we have a dedicated special law for that point as well. So we're having some cases like this as well, because always that's a human tendency to discriminate these days now, especially at workplaces. So we all face this thing. We all face this thing, like professionals maybe. So this is another thing which I foresee. And this must be a bigger issue than this only purely layoff or maybe retrenchment. So this would be like setting a mental blockage in the mind of the employees. So let's see what we have. But I foresee this happening. Yeah. So the other concern raised was the forums, like how to approach, like by way of a forum, like or a collective suit or maybe something else. So what I suggest is, we have seen that there are trader associations, traders or the employers associations. At PAR, we have traders union as well.
Right.
So of course, that has much more effect and force if we approach through any trade union or an employee union. So that we can term as class action suit or something where masses are affected. So a representative litigation can be done that yes, all these persons are affected instead of pouring into 100 or 200 maybe litigation. So class action suit, of course, that has a more binding effect and more persuasive effect in the courts of law. And what I'll say is like employer-employee relation, that is not purely a commercial relation. So I'll request like who all would be seeing this session of mine, maybe the employer side or the employee side. So this is a mutual relationship. So we go hand in hand. The employee puts in all his resources, all his efforts, all his time, money. In return, he gets a small share of that organization or the business maybe. So employee is more or less a stakeholder in that organization, I say. So at this time, maybe a technical approach won't help. A realistic approach would help. A realistic approach by the employees as well as by the employers. And as I say, my favorite line would be maybe rights and duties goes hand in hand.
Very well said.
Yeah. So employees these days, they say these are my rights. I'll go to the courts or the Industrial Disputes Act or the DMs and this and that. But on the other hand, we should understand our duties as well. And the same goes with the employers as well. So the world is facing a very bad time. We all are going through a bad time. So this is
Yeah,
a global,
correct.
yeah. So this is like a nightmare for the entire generation. And this would be like printed in history books maybe now. So
I'm sure
yeah,
this is going to be part of NCRT,
yeah,
syllabus in future for sure.
this is nightmare, a living nightmare.